Thank you. I want to bring your attention to a very specific aspect to this whole gun issue. I commend your unanimous decision to go against gun violence. It's definitely a tragedy that we have in this country. However, there's some aspects that maybe you don't comprehend or understand. Limiting ammunition capacity in a firearm just does not work. But let's say that it does, okay? According to the SAFE Act, you can only have 7 bullets in your gun at your home to defend your life of your family. I can go to the range and have a full 10 rounds, according to the New York SAFE Act. I can have 10 bullets to shoot at targets, but not enough to save my own life, or the life of my family, or worst case, to save the life of someone else I love, a neighbor. I have a list from the New York Firearms website. It's an online forum for firearm owners, responsible firearm owners. These are Class E felonies or minor or less, compared to having an 8 bullet in my gun in my house. That's a Class D felony. These crimes, criminal obstruction of breathing or blood circulation, you want to suffocate somebody or choke them to death. That's not as bad as having an extra bullet to save my own ass. Sexual misconduct, criminally negligent homicide, rape of the 3rd degree, forcible touching, persistent sexual abuse. That's a repeat child molester, and this person must be caught and convicted in 2 separate cases before this charge can even reach this level. That's not as bad as me having an extra bullet to save my life. Female genital mutilation, you think that couldn't possibly happen. That happens in places like Africa. But here, if it does happen, it's not as bad as having an extra bullet in my gun. Swapping babies, okay? It's called child substitution. For some reason, if you want to swap a baby, that's not as bad. Committing riots of a 2nd degree, 1st degree, or inciting to riot is not as bad as trying to save my own life. Incest of the 3rd degree, possessing obscene sexual performance of a child, possessing sexual performance of a child. None of these crimes are deemed as bad in New York as what Cuomo just put into law, just because I want to have an extra bullet in my gun to save my own life. Common sense is one thing. You can justify anything, rationalize anything away. Okay, look at history. You have very, very good examples of how they rationalized putting away Japanese Americans because it's for security. They did away with Native Americans because they were in our way. They rationalized it, okay? Don't rationalize something that is in the Constitution just because it makes sense to you, even though you haven't looked further into it. Thank you.